First surgery in June. I didn't have any sensation down my leg for the whole time I was trying to play. Couldn't do a calf raise. Had no power on my left side. And then post surgery for the second time, I started feeling, the tingling was in my calf, the tingling was down my hamstring and my glute, stuff like that. And as of right now, everything's fine. It's just not strong enough yet. So my job is now to continue to take it slow, continue to make sure I'm working, the right muscles, and to be ready for the next season.
It sounds like this is totally different.
Oh yes. I think Jeff. If it wasn't Jeff, I probably still wouldn't know. Luckily,
You would have kept trying to play?
yes, because for a long time I didn't have any answers. I never have dealt with nerve. I never dealt with not being able to do a calf raise. I never had to talk to anyone about that. And when Jeff came in and he told me that he had a similar surgery with his hand, and being able to talk to him. And then that Wednesday practice against the Raiders, I felt something weird. And then right then he said, "Bro, I'm shutting you down. I want you to go get it, check you back out." And then once we saw the MRI, we knew that it was time to go, get another surgery. And I just thank him because over him I would continue to put my body on the line when I shouldn't. And sometimes you got to protect the player from themselves, and I commend Jeff for that, and I'm thankful that Jeff came here for that.
You think you were making it worse?
I was making it worse. I was. When I'm dealing with nerves, from what I've learned, you got to take the right proper time, proper rest, and me being a warrior, me wanting to compete, me wanting to play, me wanting to be by my brother's side. I wanted to be on the field. I want to go out there and compete, but I didn't know that I was making it worse by continuing to do the things that I was doing. And, now, God had ways of making you sit down. And, I had to sit down and look at it from that aspect and learn from it.
How much of an emotional challenge has this been for you going through all this?
Man, it's been terrible, honestly. Being on both sides of it, playing, being, loved, and then you go from not to play, you get a lot of hate. People who used to talk to you don't talk to you, stuff like that. It's been a roller coaster of emotions, not being able to go out there and help, out on the football field, go out there to compete with the guys. It sucks. I never had a time where I had to sit down and not play a sport. And for me to be able to, sit down and not be able to play, man, it sucked. It sucked seeing guys go play the game that you love. So it got to a point where I couldn't watch football at home. The only time that I watched was when my guys was playing and I was able to, to help out there. So it's been a crazy, roller coaster of emotions, but I'm happy where I'm at now because I'm seeing change. I'm seeing, improvement, and that's all I can ask for. That's all I can pray for, and I'm happy with where I'm at now.
Shaq, I'm sure you were getting a lot of feedback throughout that whole recovery process. So was it a matter of just hearing like a former player tell you, like, I've been through this before, or was that literally the first time you had heard about like the nerve issues and maybe somebody else going through it?
It was, yes. At first, you got a lot of questions that a lot of people can't answer because they didn't, never been through it. And when Jeff came and he's had a similar injury, it made me feel like, all right, cool, I have someone I can talk to, about it. And that's kind of how it went. And I was just happy to finally talk to someone who had a nerve injury and them tell me that, hey, I got back. Hey, you will be back. Hey, this and that. That's what I was praying to hear. And, now, building that confidence back in my mind to know that I will be back to who I am. I will be back to, the guy on the field who punched the ball out, create turnovers, leadership, energy, whatever. And I had to make sure that I remember the times where I was down, remember the people who, turned it back to me and, take it, put that chip back on my shoulder and continue to prove everybody wrong.
So come August, September, you feel like you're going to be back out there being you?
Yes, as long as, as of right now, I have zero doubt in my mind that I will be back. I won't be back to being me. I know that I will, and I just can't wait to come back out here and just compete and prove everybody wrong, man. That's my thing. I love this game. I love to compete. I love to play, and I love to prove every doubter wrong. And just looking forward to that opportunity.
Well, motivation's going to be off the charts.
Oh yeah, it was too. I got a lot of screenshots. I got a lot of like tweets. Yes, man. I see it. I just never. It was different this year. I never felt that much hate before, and it was like it was to a point where it felt like people thought that I quit on the team, and that what hurt me the most. To feel that, and I'm ready to get back out there, man. I'm like it's hard for me to sit still. It's hard for me to not to go play a sport. It's hard for me to not be able to run. You know what I mean? So I just can't wait. I just can't wait to get back to just being me.
So it's like different than like after the draft when you saw everyone talking about analyzing the pick and all that. It's like kind of different.
It's different because they didn't know me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They didn't know who I was and what I brought to the table. And now that I did it for 4 years, and then now it's like, bro, you're still not good enough. You suck. You wash. Boom, boom, boom. It sucks because injuries is a part of the game. It happens. But one thing people can never say about me that I've never quit. I never not fought. I never not compete. And I will always continue to be a great leader, a great competitor, and do everything in my will to help this team and this organization win. Jeff had did a phenomenal job of true accountability, holding guys accountable, and I love the way that he leads. I love the way that he brought this team together, and people got to understand, man. He was brought in, I think week 8, if I'm not mistaken. He did not know these coaches from the can of paint, so he's still learning stuff like that. I think if you give him a full season, with coaches, a full year with coaches, a whole off season, to learn everything, I think he'd be a great coach, man. The way that he carry himself, the way he hold guys to a high standard, don't care who you are, no matter who it is, he's on you, and that's type of leadership you need as a head man, of not shying away from stepping on toes or making guys feel uncomfortable. And I love that from a coach. I love when coaches are on guys and pushing them to be their best, man, and that's what we need.